Hello everyone, I welcome you here again. So today we have Mr. Aman Maheshwari with us. So welcome Aman.
Thank you.
So Mr. Aman is doing research from FORE School of Management from OBHR area. So we want to start with your academic journey first. Please tell us.
So I completed my 10th and 12th from Delhi Public School, Hapur. I belong from UP and City Hapur. After that, I graduated in my Bachelor's in Business Administration course in the area of General Management from IMS University Courses Campus, Ghaziabad. Management. Then I got campusly recruited for Nestle. So I worked for the firms like Nestle India, Mondelez India, Franchise India brands in the domain of marketing. So it was, distribution marketing, it was merchandise marketing, it was omni-channel trade management. It was my domain area in which I worked. I was always has that curiosity to work for human resource. That's why my passion for HR made me to leave my job after 2.5 years maybe, and then I decided to go for my second MBA. So I did my second master's from Soil Institute of Management, Gurgaon, PGP in Human Resource Management and Leadership. It was a full-fledged program. So we got an opportunity to work for different domains. Like I've worked for a full year for Cardeco. So there I was working as an intern. I worked for an NGO called Khushbu Foundation, where I was working as an HR and admin for that particular foundation. And I got campusly recruited for Maruti Enco Engineers Combined. Okay. So it is a highest made ancillary industry for Maruti. Okay. So there I was working as a HR manager. So this was my academic and corporate journey. So I worked there for one and a half, 1 year, and then I felt like there should be something like, since I've been the group of maybe 25-30 years, you have that zeal of, okay, why not go for PhD? Because when it is all about making a career, long-term career in academics, I think PhD is mandate and should be mandate. So I decided to leave my job and I went for searching for different institutes in which FPM and PhD courses were there. So just scrolling by, I came across FORE School of Management. Since the constraint for me was I want an institute, a good reputed institute near my hometown, so that I can daily commute. So today also I'm commuting from Delhi to Hapur, so that was the agenda. So I got recruited. I got campusly. I filled the application form, and it was a last date in which I filled the form. So like next day it is going to just end, and it was hard. I hardly had 1.5 hours to fill the form. I just quickly filled the form and everything, registered there, and I think within next 7 or 8 days there was a entrance test. So the complete procedure of FORE is that first you have to give the entrance test. So they take tech cat, and they have their own FETs, which is FORE entrance test that was completely research based. Okay. So that is very general, and like in other institutes also there is NET or maybe CAT with the different competitive exams. So you give. So I gave the test. Then there was a round called in which you have to actually submit and present your research proposal. So okay. At that particular moment of time, we don't have any knowledge about what research proposal is all about. I didn't have any knowledge of what it was, but yes, I have a very fair idea of what it is going to be, not in terms of what exactly is research proposal all about, but certainly in terms of my area and agenda for why I'm going to pursue my research as a career. And that came from a practical experience of when I worked for Enco. So since it is a manufacturing industry, there is certainly various issues when it comes to sustainable and green human resource practices, because it is only notable and written in the books. You don't follow it, you don't preach that. So that was the area of interest for me, and I decided I'm going to make a proposal on that. So I prepared my proposal on green HRM and presented there, and there was followed by an interview, and fortunately I got into FORE. So that was my journey from my education till FPM.
That's wonderful. So you have a good corporate experience, and now you are in the doctoral research journey. So what kind of career aspirations you have once you complete your research?
I wanted to be in 100%. I wanted to be in academia. Because I feel like this is the profession which suits me, as I always wanted to learn. I always wanted to, and more than that, I love to teach. So it's been, in the midways, I used to take guest lectures. and teaching my friends, teaching my juniors. So it's something that actually incites me. Okay, fine, this is a career, long-term career I want to put my heart and soul into.
Okay, that's
So
wonderful.
only academia.
Yeah, yeah. So do you want to share something about your life there? How is the researcher's life, everyday, day-to-day life?
See, when you are into this research, I think one should be very clear of a few things that it's not a easygoing journey. Number one. Number two, I think these are the intakes which I have personally observed and which I have personally felt that one should be never satisfied with what you are doing. That is the purpose and whole agenda of research, because if you get satisfied, then there is no point doing research. And there the scope of research gets limited. So of course we see n number of research papers, there is a limitation portion where we have to focus on. That's why author is given that, okay, fine, this is the limitation in my research and I want to pursue it further. So never be satisfied with what you are doing. uh, I think one most important thing is that you should have high level of patience and perseverance, because if you feel that you're going to complete it in maybe 4 or 5 years of time, there are cases we have seen that within third year maybe there are certain changes and you have to do everything again. So you have to treat your PhD and FPM like a baby. You have to nurture that on your own. Yes, supervisors have been there, they have been very supportive, they will support you, but ultimately this is your work.
Yeah.
So treat that work like your baby for not maybe 9 months, but for 4 or 5 years, very gently, very consistently. And I think it will be smooth. But yes, honestly speaking, at 10 to 12 is my average hours of hard work that I do.
Okay.
So I don't know where my 10 to 12 hours go. And besides that, I have to commute back to my hometown. So 1.5 hours of going, 1.5 hours of coming back. So 3 hours in car. And in car also I read research papers. Maybe sometimes I have to prepare for my next 2 days, what is going to be my agenda. So I feel like 13 to 14 hours are there, that is jam packed. And we enjoy it because that's how we have chosen that particular thing.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So these days, a lot of researchers, young researchers, are talking about the journal publication and the conference attending. So do you want to share something about any kind of workshop, or you have any experience about it?
Yeah. So I have attended few workshops. I think it is very prominent uh, as a researcher to go to different institutes and explore these opportunities, because ultimately restricting towards one topic and maybe one domain may not help. See, for example, like I being an HR scholar, I've participated in finance and marketing conferences also. Just because of a fact, because attending that conference may provide me not only with new insights about the other speakers, other guests and accolades, but also it will give me a perception to think, okay, fine, these could be new constructs in which I'm going to work and imbibe in my research. So I think exploration is always worthy. One should do it wholeheartedly. One should participate. Like we have recently we have our finance conference at FORE, and I presented a paper in that finance conference. So it is an amalgamation of HR and finance domain. So likewise, you have to do all these things, because these are going to give you an idea. And maybe who knows that you will actually start working on that particular idea and you are following that. So it is that simple. But one should actually focus on these conferences. And about the research papers, see, research papers is all about heart and soul of the journey. So it is something that if you're not into the zone of writing, everybody in this journey may not have that earlier experience of writing, earlier experience of that conceptual thinking. But you will start getting it in time. You'll not get it, okay, if I feel like I have to write today and within next 10 days maybe I'm writing a complete paper. That's not possible for anybody. It takes time. So please, my request would be that you should read. One thing, reading should be the must, that you should have ample amount of time. You should get time to read different papers across different domains. Then only you'll get an idea and a direction to think of, okay, fine, I can write. And trust me, when you start writing, just don't think of whether what is right, what is wrong, because few months you will only be able to actually generate and channelize in the right direction of your writing skills. Then only you can feel, okay, fine, now we have to actually amalgamate all the thoughts and then we are going to maybe channelize it in a writing of a research paper. So reading and writing is something very, very important. At FORE also, we used to write. We have been given different opportunities to actually write on different domains, and faculties have been really supportive. So we can go to any faculty, not only to not only to our HR domain, but to any domain of marketing, operations, finance, and they give us ideas. So supervisors also 24/7, we can go and we can talk to them. Okay, fine, this is a new idea we can apply in our particular model, and they are very happy. They give their suggestions and we apply them. That's how it works.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Do you want to share something about networking? Because in a research journey, having a good group, supporting group. So you want to share something about how do you network with your batchmates, seniors, juniors, or institute from the other institute people? What do you think about
Number
it?
one thing, absolutely. Number one thing about in this domain is that networking is not only prominent in research, but in other domains also. So if you feel like you are a person who can be in a cubicle surmounted by your books and research papers, you're not going to sustain for long, because ultimately you need help. For getting that help, you need to maybe accustom to the your seniors, your juniors, your batchmates. Yes, that is very nominal, but you have to do it. But don't let yourself become a constraint to that surrounding. I feel like you should explore new institutes. For example, if I'm into like in which FORE is there are certain couple of institutes in that particular area. You
Okay.
can go and always explore, talk to different people. Maybe you can collaborate with other researchers from that institute,
Yes. Yes.
which will help you in getting a particular guidance, and they'll
Yes.
maybe a collaboration could be in the form of writing a research paper also, who knows. So you
Absolutely.
have an idea, they have an idea, just combine that and make it a paper. So networking is very strong. Networking should be very strong indeed. So don't hesitate yourself. Okay, fine, what that other person will think when I'm going to share my ideas or thoughts, that's gonna take you for long. Always open to feedback, always open to share new ideas. Don't worry about the criticism part. Okay, fine, that person is gonna make fun of me. That is not going to help. You have to be you should be the biggest critique of yourself while getting a feedback. I think open to
Okay.
feedback. That's how it works.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, is there anything else you want to share with all the viewers?
uh, 3 points which I follow, which maybe if it is worthy, others can also follow. I think others should follow. One thing is patience and perseverance. See, if you are into this research domain, you dedication and hard work are were maybe certain competency that were used to be there. Now this is a very minor thing. So if you are into this research, you have to be dedicated. Otherwise, there is no point. But apart from that, I think people make mistakes when it comes to writing research papers is that they're always in hurry. See, don't be in hurry, because uh, focus should be on quality part rather than quantity part. It shouldn't be number of research paper published in certain sort of categories will not help. One paper in the best category is going to help you, and that's going to actually add a edge or a value to it, right? So
Yes.
please have certain amount of patience and perseverance. uh, don't be hesitate towards sharing your ideas with others, because while sharing, you also get certain feedback, you also get certain amount of knowledge which you can always apply. I think going and exploring is something which is build that network skills also. And certainly choosing the right set of institute. Maybe every institute is good, but like I feel very fortunate when it comes to FORE School of Management, because I think I get the best supervisors, I get the best institutional support, I get the best, knowledge about how the things are going to work. Because see, I'm not from a research background. I am a complete corporate guy, and going to a research field is very difficult because you don't know ABCD of that. Now, see, if when you are choosing an institute where everything goes in line, you only do have to do is just sit, do work, read, write, share, and that's how it is. That's the role of choosing a right set of institute, right set of supervisors. And I feel privileged that I chose FORE for that. And I think I'd be really, really thankful that they have made my half of the journey really, really smooth. And hopefully, I'm gonna do that with by their guidance. So that's how
Okay.
it is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aman, for sharing your time and experience with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.